Hey everybody, morning. Happy Black Friday. If that's a thing, it's kind of a thing. And yeah, since I'm here and we know about a bunch of new deals, let's go ahead and take a look. Give me a second, I'm going to post this around a little bit. Hope everybody's doing all right. Interesting. That is the wrong window. I think. Or it's just showing both tabs. That's weird. Oh, that's what it did. Okay. Oh yeah, there. That's looking much better. Hey, hey, how are you doing this morning? Just doing a little bit of self promo before we start. No, okay. Okay, better. Better. Well, thanks for joining me. Have you taken a look at any of the Black Friday deals that are happening this year? Let's see, how can I do this? Um, I don't know if you have the turbo, but if not, you're in a commercial break. But we can talk keyboards and what deals are out there. I'm going to try and keep all of the chat windows available. But do you know at all what you're looking for as a first keep? Are you talking, do you want a full? What's your budget? Because there's a lot out there. The deals this year, as some people have noted, are not quite as good as in other years. And we'll get to that. But let's see. Those people who are... All right. If you were in a commercial break, you should be back. And yeah, let's talk. So what would you be looking for? Hey, Krusty. Well, thanks. I appreciate the support and happy lurking. Happy Friday. I wake up early, so it's a little weird. I just can't sleep anymore. It's a problem. But Blue Lavender is looking for first key, so that's a great place to start. So you have a few things, and I'm actually going to be producing in the process of producing a video on buying keyboards from different methods, and I'm kind of going to be going through a lot of that today. And obviously, starting off with don't buy Logitech Pebble keyboards; they suck. But if you have an idea of what you're looking for, and what you're willing to spend on a keyboard, there are still some really great deals this year. They aren't as good as they are usually. So, or have been in the past, but there's a lot of a lot of the same kind of stuff that they had last year. Namely, if we're talking about, you have your upper end keyboards, and that's going to be these guys here. You get 10% off bundles over at Novel Keys on some of their Key Cult items, which you're talking about a $500 keyboard. Still, as you see here, Key Cult number 1, 265. The Darling is kind of a theme keyboard. Now the classic TKLs are going for $75, but they're a plastic case, and I think you could probably do a little bit better for a little bit more. at another vendor. Now keep in mind that this is a US based vendor, so you won't have to worry about tariffs on or tariff charges, because some of our vendors will be adding like roughly about 15% to the cost. Community coffee with chicory. Not sponsored, but I would take some of that sweet, sweet community coffee money. That's a joke. If you've watched my channel, you'll get the joke. If not, you probably won't. So let's start with Amazon. So on Amazon, you're going to get a lot of your Aula, you're going to get your Yunzi, you're going to get your Womir, of course, Epo Maker, Red Dragon, or Redragon, depending on ISO. Okay, that does make things a little bit more complicated. Now, when you say a full size, would you accept something in an alternate layout? So, okay, Keychron. And Keychron is also on sale through Amazon and through their website. Let's talk about Keychron. Hold on 1 second. This is the Margot, by the way. This is on sale. And you won't get as good a deal as I did because I got it from secondhand. But it's a great price on KBD fans. All right, so we can talk about the Keychron. This is the Keychron Q5 Pro HE, or just HE, which is a Pro version. Pro and Max are mostly the same. So let's get you in frame. It is a decent quality aluminum board. It's not bad, right? So it's not your highest quality board. Their support, as does most of the Chinese makers of the keyboards, like if they're vendoring themselves, can be a little slow to respond. However, I've never had a problem with their support, and I've gotten a lot of support over the years. I've bought maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bought about 7 Keychrons in varying types. This one, and this is Hall Effect, so it's going to sound a little different, a little bit clackier, and that is because of Hall Effect switches, and but that's not going to come into play in your case. So the Keychron, unless you're getting a good deal, and let's see what they're going for these days. Oh, come back. What did I just say? Oh, because I don't have you plugged in. Like, why aren't you working? Skill issue. All right, so 175 for a full-sized aluminum keyboard with QMK um, support through a JSON file or through their launcher through their website. That is important. And I would not recommend any keyboard generally that is using a built-in software unless you're getting like a Hall effect. Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm just going to do comparisons using USD, only because that is my native dollar value. Yeah. Because it's rarer, they will charge you more for it. That's weird. I've never seen that. Anyway, so they are on sale, as are all Keychrons right now. The quality on them is decent, but they're kind of plain Jane. You're not going to get your super high end feel. Now, that's not to say they're not decent keyboards. And if you're looking for one and done, the Keychron can suit your purposes, but they are, if you look around a little bit more in the hobby, the more you look around in the hobby, I guess I should say, the more you will find that, and the reason why you see a lot of negative commentary on them is because they are, they're just not that. They're just not all that. You know, they're good for what they are, which is a good solid aluminum starting keyboard, and that is that's about it. Now, have you thought about going? I don't know how much you use the numpad. Have you thought about going like a TKL with a separate numpad that you can bring in when you need it? Because that would open up some extra options for you. Because the higher end keyboards are generally coming in at that exactly describes Keychron is they are very mediocre for the money, but they support like everything. So, you know, when you look at Keychron, here's a great example. So you have your 100%, your 96, 80s, which are TKLs, 75%, which are kind of more of a condensed TKL, 65%, which ditch the function row. So it's like a 75 with a missing function row. Go away. Oh, man. Go back. All right. Your 60%, which are your kind of your basic keyboards. And in the 60% you have what are called HHKB, named after the Happy Hacking keyboard. Yeah, I mean, if you can do without a numpad, you get some desk space back. You can always add a numpad later. This is a 65%. Again, this is the Margot. This is on sale. We're going to come to that later when we get to KBD fans. So essentially, Keychron, your good basic all around keyboard. They charge a premium for their aluminum version um, of their keyboards, but they do support um, ISO out of the box. Everything that we are mentioning, or everything that I mention that is QMK, VIA, or VIAL compatible can be configured for a German layout because everything on the keyboard is going to be reconfigurable. So the only problem with that is that you may need to get a separate keycap set that supports the German layout, which I think is what ISO DE is. I just don't know if it changes rows. So yeah, let's, since we're here, let's talk about their Black Friday sale over at Keychron. So like I said, Keychron, they have every layout except for an FRL 1800, bastards. They have Hall Effect. They have their Limo Key line, which is a little bit cheaper. I don't know if Limo Key does ISO. Doesn't look like. Oh wait, that's HE. Let's look at non-HE. Oh, that's all HE. This is their K series. So their HE boards are up to 20%. Now, up to means can be 0. But in general, it's about 10 to 20% off for Hall Effect. I don't recommend the Keychron Hall Effect keyboards, and that is mainly because they don't use switches that are compatible with the Wooting. And at this point, if you're not doing Wooting compatibility on your Hall Effect, you might as well just fuck off. So their Max and their QMK series keyboards are up to 25% off. Their K series is kind of their more budget, not their super budget, but their more budget. Their V series would be essentially like their Q series, only made of ABS plastic. It's not. They're all right. They take a lot of tuning to get them to sound good, so I don't necessarily recommend those. But they are a lot cheaper. And then you have your Q series, like we were talking about earlier, your Q5 Max. Let's see. Does it give me the option for ISO here? Yeah, it's not even going to give me the option for ISO. So that's going to hamstring me with helping you a little bit. And then you have some of your other series. These are the straight up Q series. They are wired only. Kind of their first generation aluminum keyboards. Their K series is their first generation more budget keyboards. I'm not going to deal with mice. I don't recommend buying keycaps from Keychron at all, ever, anymore. Because they make, similar to Glorious, and I'll actually recommend Glorious keycaps if you are certain that it's going to provide you with the keycaps that you want, which their newer stuff will do ISO. But yeah, so that's basically Keychron. Let's see. I don't know that we're going to find anything that you are going to want as far as, looking at budget keyboards. So there is always the Aula F75 Pro, which is not here. It's different keycaps, cute keycaps, more keycaps. Hey, it's keycaps, keycaps. Interesting keycaps. All right. That is not going to give us what we want. Let's go take a look over at Monsgeek. Now, Monsgeek, similar to Keychron, is more of a good enough brand of keyboard. They have their M15 bare bones keyboards that are going to be on sale during this. Also, their other Hall Effect stuff, but mainly you can, for instance, get this. This is the M1. This is a 75% with a knob. It's a decent board, but you would have to purchase your keycaps and switches separately. Now, you can add on switches through their website, and they have some really good switches, depending on whether or not you want tactile, or if you want linear. They don't really have any decent clicky switches, but we'll get into clicky switches in a little while. So this has, again, via compatibility through a JSON file, also through they have their own launcher. There's a cat, morning cat. It's a little bit off in price. It has quick release if you want to tinker with it, and the M1 V5 is a pretty decent board. I have the TMR version, which I do recommend because it does support Wooting compatible keycaps. So, but I would recommend probably this over the Keychrons. You can get it in a, well, you can't right now because it's sold out. Yeah, pretty much if you wanted to go without the here we go. Let's see if there is. I don't see this having an ISO version. But for $99, this is a really good deal. Now, staying in kind of the low budget area, you have the Womir line of products, and they do have their own line of aluminum keyboards. The RD75 Pro is a decent board, but again, you would have to look in your area and see if it comes with in an ISO profile. I don't recommend getting this Era 75. These are stickers. Now, granted, you get to customize by putting the stickers on yourself, like, you know, kind of like the Millennium Falcon back in the day. But that's it. And it only comes with one set of stickers and in one specific color based on the color that you picked, and it doesn't really give you much. Now, if the aesthetic is yours, it's not a bad board. The RD75 Pro is a decent board, but for that same price, you can get the Monsgeek M2, which I think is a better board. If you're, or the M1 V5, which would be the comparable board. So yeah, that is that. Now for our good old channel fans over at EpoMaker, they have very similar keyboards, but let's take a look at their Black Friday event. They're doing a giveaway. They're doing combo discounts. I know I do not feel lucky. They're doing money off based on how much you spend, but you have to spend over $120. And then they have some site-wide discounts. Let's see. What do they have? So the EpoMaker Galaxy 100 Lite is a good keyboard. It's aluminum. It's a little pingy, but that can be mitigated. But does not come in an ISO. I don't think at all. All right. The Luma 40 is kind of a niche keyboard, but it is on sale. Oh, it's also sold out. I would not recommend the RT100. The little screen is kind of meh. The F99 Pro, I mean, if you're looking for a plastic keyboard, $69 is a great price, 20% off. Let's see, what about, probably the best board that I would recommend right now, as far as if you're going for an EpoMaker, is probably this guy right here. And it's with a caveat. So the EpoMaker RT85 is a really good board if you like the foamy sound. I would recommend getting the Creamy Jade switches with it. But where this keyboard shines is the screen. So if you like screens that show you data or have little images on it, this is one of the best screens that are currently on the market that I've seen. And I've seen a few screens. So I like the fact that it has the little case for the wireless dongle. The switcher for the Bluetooth is right here on top. This little joystick is stupid and it does not play into my recommendation at all, because it could have been done better if they had made it assignable. The only problem is that it does use its EpoMaker driver, and it does this because it has the screen. So take that with what you will. And then the so this is really going in for budget, and this is where we're starting with the budget stuff. Up to 60%, blah, blah, blah. Black Friday, unlock savings. They're already unlocked. 20% off site-wide. So, if you're looking for any of the Red Dragon stuff, they are on sale. But Red Dragon is it is almost an unapologetically budget vendor. Their only aluminum keyboard that I saw on their website was a 75%, and that is the Clips. Need to your buying guide. The Penumbra, I think, is also going to be aluminum. But let's see. So yeah, this is their aluminum keyboard. Again, at $75, I would probably go with the Mons Geek. Although this does have a decent screen on it. It's nothing to write home about. It's your basic OEM screen. But I do not believe it comes in an ISO. It does not. All right. I think they are going to. They have started to produce some ISO boards, but they're not available to me in the U.S. That being said, let's move on to some of the fancier boards, like this one. So the KBD fans Black Friday event, which is good for the next basically 7 days, 6 days, 10 hours. They actually came up with, and they do this, and I love them for this. They have all of their boards on an Excel spreadsheet that they will share out so that you can see exactly what they are. So the Agar Mini, which is the DIY kit, is 5% off. The Agar, which is a fantastic board and comes in an EC, well, it comes in an EC version. EC stands for electrocapacitive, and it but it uses a MX style switch, namely the AE board's Navy switches, but still electrocapacitive. And you can get the MX version. The MX version is a little bit cheaper. Or you can get the ready-to-use version, which will come with keycaps and switches already installed in it, but that'll be MX only. So for basically $100 more, you're getting your keycap set and your switches with your board. The Boomerang is 20% off. The Eden, let's take a look at the Eden. So yeah, the Eden, which is a very pretty board, also so it's going to be a 60% that you can get in an HHKB, WinKeyless or WinKey. You can add keycaps depending on your choices. I did this with my Agar because I got the green, and so I added Emma. because Emma is a really pretty set that goes well, like looked like it was made for it, which it could have been. And if we look here, you can see that these boards all support ISO. Now these are 60%, so they lack the Aero cluster, and the HHKB lacks even more, as does the Win keyless. But you could get something, let's see, not the Boop, the Margot, which is this board right here. You can get just the case for $80 or a DIY kit for $99. I don't know why you would not. That's 60% off. So that's a great deal. And let's see, what colors do we have available in the Margot? All of them. So if you look at this guy, oh, look at that. Look at that. So the bottom of the Margot is really nice. There we go. So it has this kind of textured finish on the bottom. And the seashell motif with the waves. It's very... This is one of the best deals of the season so far that I've seen. If this is your cup of tea. Now this is 65%. Let's take a look and see. You can ignore that. I still need to get one of those guys. I don't think this supports ISO though. Maybe it does. It does not. Which is... looks like it should, because there's this break here. But there is no option for it. Okay. So it does not support ISO, so would not work for your purposes regardless. But for everybody else, these colorways are fantastic. This particular colorway is one of the reasons I would almost get myself a a white keyboard, which I really don't care for white keyboards all that much, but with the bottom, oh, so nice. The Holy 80, if you're into that, is nice, 20% off. Most of their other stuff is 20% off, except for the Corgi. There are KBD 8X Mark IIIs, and the Margot, which are all 40 or 33 to 60% off, with the 60% being that Margot DIY kit. So I like it. It took me a little bit to get it to where I wanted it, and make sure that it comes with the... Well, actually, I currently have the V1 silicone gasket slash plate foam. It's silicone, so it's not really foam, but and that is how I like it. I have the foam kit coming. I had the gaskets in, I bought it secondhand, but so I had the gaskets in, and they were kind of not working for me. But let's see. Let's move on to QWERTY keys. So QWERTY keys, none of these keyboards are on sale. Well, actually, I think the Neo is on sale, but Let's see. There we go. The big sale at QWERTY Keys this year is the PT750, which is 50% off. Now, that begs the question if the PT750 is still worth it at 75 or at 50% off. Where are you at? They're down to 3 colorways. The plum, which is this purple, a bubble gum, which is pink, and a light, almost a mint green. As they're down to the 1.6 non-flex cut, which is fine. You can still get FR4 or PP plate. PP. And it's 50% off, so that's going to bring it down to $250, which, I mean, $250. Is this keyboard worth $250? From a design aspect, maybe. It does not support ISO, FYI. But the milling costs for getting all of the rounded edges, I mean, it kind of puts it into a range where you're paying for all of that. So they're not overcharging you. They're just, is it worth it to you? And I think for me that it's a pass. But if it were $50 cheaper, it would not be a pass. It would be a strong yes. But at that same price point, you can get 20% off on the site from basically most everything else, except for the newest items. So, like, you know, for that same price, you can get yourself the QK Alice Duo. I have heard some issues with keeping these charged, so keep that in mind. That's recent, so that's come from some use. I've only heard that reference once, but it's worth mentioning. The Neo 60, which is a beautiful board, but I think you can get the... Oh, they're all sold out of Neo 60 cores. That is, how about Neo 65 cores? They still have those. So this is 65%. I think you can get this in ISO. Yes, both support ANSI and ISO layout. On the solder, the wired, and the wireless. So, I would recommend this board. I don't have this board, but I recommend it. I am planning on getting it at some point. I spent most of my budget on switches and keycaps, so yeah, there's that. So yeah, 20% off of most of the items on QWERTY Keys website, so I would definitely recommend checking that out. Now let's go back to Novel Keys. So they have their bundles, and that's fine. And they have Key Cult, which is on sale. You can get money off of gaskets. Classic TKL, Classic Glow is only $75. And for an ABS plastic keyboard that is VIA compatible with a JSON file, it's good. it has decent plastic or case sound. If you want to practice your soldering, there are the skellets. I have a Skillet 60 that I built. It was my first solder board. So they have a number of stuff that's just on sale. And that's something to bring up too. Like, I'm not going to go into Prototypist. They've announced on a stream that they were not doing a Black Friday sale because they've already put all their stuff on sale. So they're already charging you less than they've already cut it to the bone. So, make that what you will. So a base set for mono. You can add the HHKB set. So I don't know why you would need to, except for maybe to get your R2 smaller tab and delete, or bigger delete, I guess. The Hatsune Miku set is sold out and wouldn't be on sale anyway. MTNU Rascals for $125. That is low key a good deal. $125 is still expensive, but it's a very pretty set. I would recommend. I would not recommend the Any Key set unless you just really want to mess with somebody. Like, I would put that on a keyboard that my coworkers needed to have access to just to mess with them. Winkler is on sale for $125. Mars Cadet, $99. So kind of almost like a 15-17% off of a number of sets. But let's move into Canon Keys. So Canon Keys has been doing different sales every day. Currently, their sale for today is a mystery Brutalist keyboard. So you can get a 60, a 65, a 75, or an Ergo. They had the Rect 1800 and the Vicious 40, but those have already gone. And they're going to send you everything you need to build it. But you don't know what you're going to get. You can get, I think, mystery switches are going to tend towards where are we at? All right. Tend towards linear. So there's that. And then basically going forward, it's going to be free shipping on orders over $150. Now, here's the fun one. So OmniType, they have a GMK sale on right now. They are going to give you all of these sets for $1,000. That seems like a lot, but considering how many sets you get, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different sets of keycaps, and their GMK keycaps for $1,000. It's a good deal. It is not as good a deal as they have had in the past for holidays, but again, with this year, I think we need to temper our expectations as far as the sales go themselves, because there's a lot of hard shit going on out there, everybody. So, like, you're having it and they're having it. So, they're trying to give you the best deal that they can while keeping you giving you the best deal that they can while keeping themselves afloat. Another thing that you can get as far as their sales go, that I would recommend looking into if you're interested, is the Bauerlight Design Lab. That's on sale. And that just lets you build your own board. One of the things that it will let you build, let's go take a look at it. Here we go. So kind of the big thing this year, and kind of has been picking up steam, is so you get to pick your top. I love blue. I love blue. Is electrocapacitive. We mentioned it before. We're going to mention it again. OmniType just released their new Dynacaps. So you can get a Dynacap PCB, which is going to full backspace. You need to get your Dynacap switches to go with it, which is a bundle. We're going to go with a black bottom. We don't need additional bumpers. We don't need that. I'm going to go with Ghost. We already have Reaper feet. I'm going to get that. So this is 145 for this, but now we've got to go over here and pay another 120 essentially. So you're looking at about 250, but you would have a Bauerlight 65% with Dynacaps. So hopefully they'll be restocking the Dynacaps this season, but if they don't get this. Instead, go with the Hot Swap Gray. There you go. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's see. So we want a blue switch plate to go with our blue top. We're going to stick with our black bottom housing. Oh no, we really want to go Ghost, which is clear. And an internal weight. So this is a complete mechanical keyboard for $134. This is a great price for this. I've used, like, I've typed on Bauerlights, and the people who own them really enjoy them. And getting it in your choice of colors is always pretty neat. Going alu red plate. Let's just go all red. Make it the angriest. Or you can go something crazy. No, I'd probably go black and red if I went red. Anyway, and it's fun to play with. I love configurators. I am the configuratorist. Another big sale that has been doing daily sales is Drop. So let's take a look. They have up to 70% off of things. So MT3 Dancer is 51%. That's $59. That's a good price. Yeah, 53% off of novelty Christmas keycaps. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? Decorative top cases. That's where you're going to get your biggest cuts, and that is because they really want to sell their shit. GMK Belafonte for 100 isn't that is good, but it's GMK. But I mean, if you're going drop DCX, you can get some good deals in DCX. I don't know if you want cyan, but no, I don't even like that color cyan. We don't recommend purchasing anything related to Harry Potter because we do not support J.K. Rowling, and she can just go fuck off. So, yeah, and I'm sad to say that because I liked Harry Potter. I thought it was good fun. But they do have their Lord of the Rings sets. And this is a complete Lord of the Rings keyboard for 200, which is 20% off. That's not bad. But you can do better by getting individual sets. DCD means die sub. DCX is ABS double shot. Just so you know. MT3 are almost always ABS. Ooh, I'm not familiar with this set. Let's take a look. It's almost like a Godspeed, but with more gold. So kind of a Pegasus themed keycap set. Oh, but you've got to get your... Oh, there you go. So the Pegoso base will come with this, which is good. Wow, this is a really good set, except for you got to get the numpad separate. But I mean, I would do that. And then space bars. So unless you wanted the novelties are fun. But 49, so that's 50, 65, and 9 more, so that's 10 more, so $75. And you have not only a nice looking keycap set, it is die-sub PBT, but it also features fully 40 compatible, because we've got our R2 backspace, our half backspace, our 1U backspace, but that's R1. Keep that in mind, because on keyboards that you really need an R1 backspace on, like a 40. Now, an HHKB, if you're doing split backspace, then this is going to set you well. Perfect. Let's go with that. However, in cases of 40s, you needed an R2 1U backspace, and you don't get it. So keep that in mind. But let's go back to the sale. That's a nice set. See, this says GMK Laser is $20, but keep in mind that that is for Turbo, and Turbo is just these keys. So it's not like you're going to be able to build a keyboard with it. They have long since sold out of the base sets, which would be $20 if you could get them. Or this set, which, wait, no, BlockNet. Oh, BlockNet is mods, which would be $20 if you can get them, but you can't. And then your base set, Cyberdeck, you can't get and is not on sale. Extras. Yeah, see? You just. Anyway. Signature series. You need to watch out for. Because they. Oh, that's because these are keyboards. But the Signature series. Oh, look at that. DCX Cybers on sale for $79. 20% off. That's an okay deal. Don't get the controls or all that stuff. They drops keyboards, kind of, well, drops alt, control alt delete enter keyboards all kind of suck. Their other keyboards, which is their CSTM 65 and CSTM 80, are fun because you can replace the tops on them, but they don't sound great. Red Sun, I think that's just Hiragana. Yeah, so that is all sold out. Wow. Oh, that's why. I'm like, wow, that is cheap. So if you want banana keycaps with icon mods, $10. I mean, it's fun. Anyway, but not a recommend. MT3 Jukebox, if you like this colorway, that's a great price. That is less so. This is pretty good. So yeah, here's that CSTM 65 bare bones kit, which is basically $10 off, and essentially doesn't come with a faceplate. You have to get a decorative plate to go with it out of the box, and then you're probably going to want this weight right here, just to give it a better sound. So I'm not sure if I would recommend it. They have a variation, like these desk mats are nice. Price is pretty good, just for desk mats, for high quality desk mats. Paying $25 to $30 is a pretty good price. You can get a Rainy 75 for $89. I would recommend a Rainy 75. It's an alright board. $90 is not a bad price for it. So here, this is a big recommend. I love my GMK Blue Samurai. And I recommend it. Here's your base set. You get your numpad. You get most of your stuff. Like I said, here's your R1 backspace. You've got an R2 smaller backspace. You don't get the same breadth as you get in the DCD kit. But this is the GMK set for $80, and it's a really good colorway. I love this. I love that set. That's such a good set. If you like the samurai thing, you can get novelties. They're not my cup of tea. Wob for $90, not a great deal. Um, these are individual specific kits for different layouts, so keep that in mind. But you know, if you like the red instead of the blue, this is the kits to go with over the other one, because they don't have the base. So if you're doing like a full, well, if you're doing an 1800, not a full, because even on a full you're still going to need R2 delete, end, and page down, which you do not get in this kit. So yeah, so I would recommend that if you have those specific layouts. $50, decent price. If you like your Lord of the Rings, this is another great set that I like. It's in an MT3 format. Keep in mind that your, well, you can't really see it, but your accent keys here are going to be all wonkified, because they won't feature the shift function. So if that's something that's important to you, which it is to me, yeah, see, it's not even like the right stuff. So but I like it because it's cool, even if the typeability for me is not there. Starfield, that was a big miss for everybody because nobody likes Starfield. Rohan is a good deal, except for the fact that I hate the yellow that they use for the spacebar, enter, and escape. You cannot replace the spacebar with anything other than yellow. So I don't recommend that. MT3 Solarized Dark is a great set if you want to try the MT3 profile. $40 get you in the base set, I think. Yeah. Winnie the Pooh themed keycaps. Anyone? Good price. $29 for the base kit. That is fantastic. Anyway, we spent enough time on Drop. Basically, Drop has a bunch of good deals on some, usually the DCD keycaps. And let's go on to swag keys. Swag Keys has some really good deals, but the one I want to feature today is these. If you have a Hall effect board, these Neo Lavender HE switches are really good, and $2.20 for a pack of 10 Hall effect switches in the first place is fantastic. So getting that with am I even playing my music? I thought I was playing music. Can't believe I've been doing that the whole time, or not doing that the whole time. Anyway, let me know if it's too loud. So this is probably the big swag keys thing that I can see. They have some other sets that are pretty good. SW Beige, Maestro, but they're about, I mean, that beige set is 40% off. Same with Maestro. Good Night is on sale. Antarctic. So I would just check them out. Transparent is on sale for 15 bucks. That's nice. Creative Wob candy keycaps are on sale. Base set for, and let's take a look at the base set. So it's a Wob cat base set for 60 bucks. That is actually not a bad price. Let's see, is it description? They are double shot, which is good. The double shot set that I have, which is Cat Mizu, sounds really good. Cat is a little bit taller, as you see here, than Cherry Profile. And yeah, so if you're looking for a change in your profile, Cat Mizu Wob being on sale for 60 bucks, good deal. So Calm Beige, Midas, let's see. You can get black on black for 60 bucks for Midas. That's a good deal. Comes with a numpad, comes with your space bars. Your mods are going to come with basically everything you need. Your F13 does not come with... Why does it come with 2 full backspaces in R1? I don't know. That's kind of stupid. But anyway, what do you need to? I don't know. But it's still a good deal. And you can choose whether or not you want it in beige or black. Beige looks kind of hard to read. I would not go for that. Excuse me. MTNU Modern Dolch being on sale. For $129. If you like a lighter set, because all they have left is light. Their standard, which was also $129, is now sold out. Keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that if you're interested in it, you might want to jump on it. SW Wild is on sale for $39. That's a good price. Black on black. I don't think Cherry Love's on sale. It's not. Okay. And these, which, you know, they are 90 bucks and a group buy, but this set is honestly super pretty, and I would recommend just getting it. Like, that's not a holiday season thing. 90 bucks for that set is just... That's just such a good set. I mean, look at that thing. That is so pretty. So that takes us out of swag keys, and finally over to Unikeys. Hello, Unikeys. So, Unikeys has big sales on their switches. 89 different switches are on sale. Some of the Some of the most notable ones, the R5 of Lucy. They have a bunch of HMX sets, including Sandstorm. I didn't care for the KO ones, but if you like Browns, KO ones are way to go, man. Wine Red Pros are on sale. Lunar Stones and Cosmic Purples are fantastic switches, and are both on sale for about 50 cents off per set of 10. I actually picked up more Lunar Stones because those are some of my favorite switches. The Sages are pretty good. Keygeek Sarah are on sale. Now they're unique in that they include ceramic into the stem to give it kind of a unique bottom out sound, and are really nice. Oh, right. Every time I do that, it's going to take me back to the front. So, yeah. Keygeek Sarah, recommend. On points are semi-silent, so keep that in mind if you're going to purchase those. But notice this $4 per pack of 10, as opposed to the Neo Lavenders, which were $2.20 per pack of 10. Sonia's, if you're into it. We're just, I mean, it just goes on and on. On and on and on. Everfree Dark Ones. Serene Greens. K1s from B-Sun. Yogurts. Sugar Rush. I picked up some Sugar Rush. I'm waiting for those to come in. Chew. This is a fantastic switch in at $2.80 per pack of 10. No brainer if I didn't already have like 300 of them. Keygeek Briny. Keygeek's version of the Purple Dawns is on sale. Y3s. $1.90 per pack of 10. That's, I mean, they were already cheap, but putting them on sale. And there's the HMX Purple Dawns. Shinhai, Hyacinth V2Us, good solid switch. And then going back to the keycap set. So if you liked the Sacred Timeline Loki from Marvel, their Sacred Timeline keycaps base set is on sale. $80, so $9 off. Not too good, but and nothing else is on sale besides that. So, but I mean, if you like that, getting a little bit off is good. There are some better deals here, though. That's all sold out. Like this Wob kit, $7 off, but that brings it down to $45 for just like, you know, a good solid Wob kit. I would recommend this if you're looking for that. It's a Dye-Sub PBT Wob kit, which you don't see very often, and is important because if you're going for a deeper sound. $6 from $89. That's crazy. That's because it's not. Okay, so this is a great red set. Again, same thing as before. It's only $9 off, and none of the sub kits are off. So, you know, it's all right. Hey, if you're over on Kick, which is where I'm streaming that one advertisement from, that wants me to WhatsApp them. Like I'm going to do that. That's crazy. KKB Motel and Helleborus are on sale for a little bit more off, and their novelty kits are also on sale. So keep that in mind. That's a good deal if you like Motel or Helleborus. Helleborus is a good set. Oh, but the base set is out. Okay. So yeah. Does anybody have any thoughts as to any sets that they are interested in, or any sales that they're interested in seeing? I picked this up because it also did not have any of the subsets on sale, but getting the $9 off, and that's just, I love blue, so getting this on sale was nice. Keep in mind that I want to spend more here anyway. And if you decide to purchase anything, please check out my beacons, beacons.ai/theadept024 to get affiliate links for Unikeys and, we almost forgot Divinity. And this will be our last one. So let's shop their Black Friday sale. They also have Sacred Timeline off for more. So, all right, there you go. Look at that. So instead of $9 off, you get a little bit more, bringing it down to $75. But they don't have any of the subsets, which aren't on sale anyway. So you could always pick those up from Unikeys if you need it. But I mean, it's a pretty solid set. The only thing that's missing, of course, is the numpad. And Hayball. Hayball is a good set. I thought about getting it. They have some of the retro HMX switches on sale. The big Luckies are on sale, but I mean the prices. Keep in mind that these are per pack of 18, not per pack of 10. So it's a little different. I do like I've tried the linear, and I heard that the clicky are good, but I heard the tactiles are less good. If you want a heavy tactile Hall effect key switch for some reason, I don't know why. The retro T's are good, solid switches. I have some of those. Khonshu, I've heard good things about. So these, let's double check. Yeah. And so if you want Milky Blacks, $2.40 for a pack of 18. That is a steal. The Wuche Studio Arowana are on sale. It's a pretty good price. I am not a fan of the Arowanas, but a lot of people were. HMX Hades, Melodics are on sale. So if you're into clickies, Melodics are probably some of the best. Morandi, not really as good anymore. Key Geek Raws, I don't recommend. And finally, let's take a look what else they've got. The Indy 75 LP is not great. Don't get that, because, and I'll tell you why. Here's why. Stay with me here. So these have really awesome switches, right? So let's see. Are they going to show me the switches? They're not. So they have these switches, right? These are their special MX compatible low profile switches, right? Kind of neat. Great idea. These are the only switches of this type that are made. It only comes on the keyboard. There's no replacements. You can't get extras. They don't even sell the extras. Don't get that keyboard. Unless you're getting it for, I mean, even $80, I wouldn't get it. And it's sad because the idea behind those switches is great. The aluminum construction of the keyboard is good. The little screen is good. If it weren't for the big whiff on basically the foaming of the keyboard, which is me, and the switches that you can't change out, so you're just kind of stuck with whatever it comes with. Yeah, don't get it. Now, IllumiKey 75E2 is fun. 159 for the carbon. See, like I would totally recommend this. I mean, it's not too much off. It's about 20%. You can get the Win Studios here for $219 or $206. That's a great keyboard. I have it right here, and it is good in every way that the LP is not. But if we go to winstudio.store, I think it's accurate. You might even be able to do better on their actual website. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. The Ola and the Ola Mini. They used to be reversed. So it used to be the Ola and the Ola Plus to add the numpad, which is what I've got, is this version. As a matter of fact, it's the black. Yeah. It's great. I have no notes, especially if you like that red. You get this, and then you get GMK Red Samurai, and that would just be a fantastic combo. Or Paiga. If you get the Alpha Paiga set, let's see if we can find Alpha Paiga keycaps. That's what I meant. Oh, that's blue Paiga. There we go. Red Paiga. Stop. Come back. So. Here. There we go. No. Come back. So this comes with the space bars. It comes with the arrow keys. It does not come with the numpad. And that's going to be one of your big problems. Now you can use this, the num row over on the numpad side, but you're not going to get your vertical inner key. I don't know, actually, does it have vertical inner keys? Yes. So you're not going to get this stuff. So maybe not the Paiga. Oh, wait. Let's go back to swag keys. Where's my swag keys at? Close my swag keys. Oh, yeah. They don't have it there. Let's go. Dankeebs. Here you go. Oh, it's sold out. You can get cherries. Cherries would work well on there. If you can find La Vie en Rose, I love this set. This is a beautiful set. Divinity is also sold out of La Vie en Rose. But you QWERTY Pop. You can get it from QWERTY Pop, but then you are going to be... I don't know if they'll ship here. Anyway, Cherry's a nice set for it. That is for sale. But yeah, this is, I recommend. Also, on their site, as you may have seen, oh no, I think they are now sold out. Oh, that's going to send me back over to there. Oh, but it sent me completely over there. Let's go back to Wind. There we go. So you can get the Wind X80 Classic, which is a TKL, for $171, and that actually is it's more expensive, but it's a really good board. $182 if you want Bluetooth hot swap. I love this design. So this is the bottom, but the bottom also is part of this mid piece. I'll show you actually, because I don't have the X80. I don't have the TKL. I have the FRL 1800, which is this guy. And so you can see here how it goes. This mid piece here. What are you? Dust. Anyway, sorry. Is part of the bottom. So this is all one piece. And then you've got this brass. Wait, where are you? More schmutz. On the bottom, this is attached to this, and it's kind of an internal weight. Doesn't give it too much weight. It is just a nice little accent piece. So the yeah, if this is the styling that you like, I would recommend getting it. Ooh, do they have the polycarbonate? No, they don't. That is the only one that's sold out. But the gray blue, nice. That's A stock. If you want to go B stock, or that was B stock. If you want to go A stock, it kicks it up to 224. I would just get B stock. You're not going to get there's no visible flaws. So at least on the outside. Anyway. So yeah, so forget this. Don't go with that. Go with the bender itself. Ooh. This is a nice deal. Does it support ISO? Uh-oh. Sounds like my cat is horking. LumaKey 65 is on sale. Not that great a deal, but it's decent. The 75 Lumino is on sale. But that's a complete pre-built as well. It would be up to you if that's worth it. But I think that it might be where I wrap it up, unless anybody has a question or a comment or something that they want me to go back and look at. I think it was, a pretty good holiday season overall, and again, you have to temper your sale knowledge or sale expectations, and yeah, just keep an eye out, and if you have any questions or if you want any recommendations, go ahead and message me on Discord, theadept024, and thanks for joining me today, and we'll wrap this up here. I wonder if there's anybody we can raid. Anybody on this morning? Does not look like. Oh, Captain Sterling is on. Why didn't he come up? Come on. Oh, because he's the Captain Sterling. Oh, God. Don't tell him I said that. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I will be back on Sunday. We will be streaming whatever I currently possess because I have some things coming, but I don't think they're going to get here in time. But at least we'll be streaming the KBD Pad Mark II. So thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. And yeah, hope you all have a great holiday.
With the balance of them both, you could give it like a 9. Without Holmes, I would say the tie would be like